Okay, kung kanina eleksyon ang pinag-uusapan natin, ngayon electric, yung mga trickery sa electricity. And tingnan natin itong headline na Senora Baby, yung ating balita. ERC lowers Meralco's distribution rate from ERC. Ano ang totoo dito? Kasi sabi nila, binaba nila from 150 per kilowatt hour to 13810. Ano?
13939. Then to 13810.
Oh, yan. So, let's now look at Jojo explain yung totoo po rito. Jojo, what is the truth here?
What you're saying, electric, no? T-R-I-C-K.
Oh.
Okay. Finally, Meralco is running out of tricks.
Okay.
Okay.
Nahuhuli na.
Nahuhuli na talaga. This recent decision of ERC is what we call the handwriting in the wall of Meralco. Because while ERC was generous enough to the consumers by deducting another centavo from the 13939, now the rates is the maximum average price of the rates of Meralco is 13810. While
Sige, go ahead.
that sounds tricky, but actually, if you read the decision, the order of Meralco of ERC, it will tell you that this is only temporary. The 13810 is only temporary because it says here that it even mentions my name. It says that it could be less than 80 centavos or 70 centavos per kilowatt hour in the final determination, because even if Meralco, ERC allowed Meralco to collect 13810, subject to the review, and what ERC is saying here, that the position of Mr. Borja at 70 centavos per kilowatt hour has to be really investigated.
Okay.
So,
Jojo, let me give it very graphically sa ating audience. No?
Okay.
Itong question ni Jojo Borja, and sinasabi niya, yung 1.3810 is a trick. Because it should only be 70 centavos per kilowatt hour ang sinisingil since 2007.
Yes.
Why? Because Meralco has never shown na justified yung mga increases in the past. Anong ibig sabihin sa inyo? Kung kayo ay nagbabayad ng 2,000 a month, 24,000 a year times 7, that's how much? That's around 300,000, let's say, roughly. 7 years, no? Tama ba? 7 years?
14 years. It is going to be, you're talking about the refund.
The refund,
The refund will be from 2007 to 2015.
Which is 8 years.
What we have been paying for under this new system, where the implementation was illegally implemented.
So, mga 250,000 if you're paying 2,000 a month over the past 8 years, no?
Plus
7 years.
interest.
Plus
of
interest.
course, plus interest.
Half of that will be refunded.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
Meralco cannot prove this because Jojo has shown the figures. They cannot justify this. So you will be richer by 100,000 each family. Bawat pamilya, 100,000 ibabalik ng Meralco sa atin.
Yeah, for those who are paying only so much.
Those who are paying 5,000, 10,000, mas malaki pa.
So, across the board, okay? So, that will be really...
Okay. And it is not only Jojo Borja who is saying this, no? Si Mang Naro, the late Mang Naro Luwalhati, we again acknowledge him. He passed away last year at age 89. He has been fighting for the past 20 years this issue. He has always said it should be around 90 centavos.
Yes.
He has some of his computation. Also from the US, Butch Hunya emailed and said, no to corporate. Can we show the picture of Butch Uña there so that our audience can remember him? That's Butch when he appears on our shows. No, that's Butch Uña. Sabi niya dito, no to corporate impunity and abuse by Meralco and complicity by ERC. No to illegal interim rates for Meralco. No legal basis for Meralco rates today. So, basically, ang kaunting difference lang is in how Jojo Borja computes it, Magnaro computes it, and Butch Uña computes it, no?
Yes, because the business of the utility, like Meralco, has a paper trail. It's like a business of the bank, where there is a paper trail for every deposit and every withdrawal.
It's like the voting machine kanina. May
Yeah,
paper trail.
may paper trail yan. At saka if you know how to look for it, like in my case, for example, because I am in the business of electricity, you can find it. It's all there. And it is documented. It is the absolute proof of overstating the rates of Meralco. And it's like a banking business but walang amla.
Walang secrecy.
Walang no secrecy, no nothing. So it's there. And Meralco cannot refute it because it is solid evidence.
The only way they have fooled with trickery the people is by confusing the people with all this, no?
So this is good news, but for us to make sure that the good people of ERC now will really follow through, because this is only temporary, and really deliver the exact rates, is for the people to watch what's going on now. We should attack. Intervenors should be very keen in attending all these hearings in the ERC. Like, for example, there was a hearing I attended which is connected to this. I was the only one who was present because I am the only intervenor left slugging it out against Meralco at the hearing room of ERC. But you don't see this in the papers, by the way. It's not printed because for the business of electricity, this kind of news is unprintable.
Yeah, well, Jojo Borja knows that we have been writing about it, and sometimes it doesn't come out, except he pushed it to come out in Opinion.
Yeah, yes. Opinion.
Do you have a copy?
This station is the only one that is, there are people who are listening to us.
Jojo, tell us about your MRT ride.
Was that a few weeks ago, a week ago? I took an MRT ride because of the traffic, and I did not want to be late in the hearing. So I rushed to the MRT, and it was fully packed with, so many people. But because I was a senior citizen, I could squeeze my in, and I could ride the train right away. It was so crowded that I was facing a person, kasi parang sardinas yung MRT eh. Okay? And he was looking at me and said, "You're Jojo Borja. You're all your Borja." "Yes, how do you know me?" "I've been listening to your station." So he knows everything about, it was a pleasant surprise for me. So I called Mentong right away. "Mentong, you better listen to this guy because he knows you and he's been listening to us. So you talked with him." So that was the proof that people are listening to us and they beginning to understand. Okay, so I hope the audience will understand that there is a silver lining. Electricity will have to go down by 50%. And that will be good for the economy of the country, and that will be good for everybody. What we are saying here is that Meralco's business will go back to making a net profit of 2 billion a year. That's
not 20 billion.
Not 20 billion a year. Yung 2 billion, malaki na yan. Okay? That's good enough. Otherwise, if they continue, they will start, as you can see, the people in the power industry buying the whole country. They're going to begin to own it. Okay?
And they're buying the elections. They're buying the presidential candidates.
Yes, that is common knowledge that they are the ones funding because they think that whoever will be there, I think they're supporting the number 1, number 2, number 3 to make sure that whoever wins.
Kaya mapapansin po
Kaya
ninyo,
nga,
Jojo, I just want to add this, mapapansin nyo, wala sa isang presidential candidate i-discuss itong issue ng kuryente. Ang huling mga balita is lumipat na si Pangilinan doon sa Little Miss Puppet. Kasi mukhang walang pag-asa na to, doon na sa kabila yung pondo niya. So you better be watching that at hindi huwag tayo magpadala sa mga emotion, simpatsya na minamanipulate lang pala tayo nito mga to. Jojo, please go ahead.
Yeah, before Pangilinan wanted to be one candidate wanted him to be
As
the
Vice President.
and we call the guy bossing. How can you accept a leading presidential bet telling that ang gusto niya maging vice president niya yung bossing niya? Okay, that just shows how powerful the people in the business of electricity, and that is not only Meralco. That includes NGCP,
National Grid
the
Corporation.
National Grid Corporation, and all those people producing electricity. Everybody is overpricing everything by hundreds of %. Okay? That is why our power is so expensive. And basically, our argument why we are winning is because simple overpricing, because the business of electricity is whatever your investment is, you make 18% out of it.
Today,
But
today 18%.
Today,
Before it was 12%.
12%.
And before that it was 8%.
Yes.
And during your father's time, maybe it was 5%. Ang
We were
tubo,
only making about 3%.
3%.
Okay. Even if we were allowed 12%, we would be very lucky if we make 5%. But the EPIRA changed that all. After EPIRA, sure na yung 18%. Plus, the problem is, even the 18% was not enough for them. What they did, they overpriced the purchase of their equipments by several hundreds of %. I can say this, that what they were doing was, for example, if a transformer costs 25 million pesos only, and they should make only 18% of 25 million pesos, they overpriced it to 107 million pesos. So instead of making only 18% out of 25 million, they were making 18% out of 107 million. But that is only one transformer. What I'm saying is, when they say that the total capital expenditures would be 40 billion, actually, it only cost them 5 billion pesos. They were overpricing it by several hundreds of %.
Yung transformer by 500%. Yung electric poles.
The electric poles, the one you see in the, what do you call DB Boulevard?
Okay.
Okay. The stand-alone poles, 95-footer, should only cost 280,000 pesos. You know what they charge consumers? Because everything is passed on to consumers. Per pole, they charge 1.750 million pesos, an overprice of 942%. And that is documented. That is why Meralco cannot face the truth. They have been trying to delay, and that's why the rates now are only interim, because they refuse to have it reviewed. Because if the rates will be reviewed and the rates of the fourth regulatory period, which starts in 2016, the rates will drastically go down. It should go down to less than 1 peso or close to 80 centavos per kilowatt hour. Okay, so they don't want to do that because every centavo is 300 million net to Meralco.
Jojo, I'll explain it again.
Yeah.
Puro interim ang ina-approve.
From the very beginning.
Always provisional, hindi yung final.
Oo.
Kasi nga kailangan i-review yan, ayaw nilang i-review.
Ayaw.
Lalabas itong mga katotohanan. We have 3 minutes to go, but let me just say, Jojo,
Yes.
we will build a monument to Jojo Borja.
Anyway.
Pagka na-refund ang bawat pamilya ng 100,000 pesos each.
Okay.
Yan.
So, from interim to interim. Okay. Because dapat ma-review ito para ma-implementa yung refund. So that they avoid the review, so there will be no refund. It will be an interim again that will last for another 4 years. But meanwhile, they again ask for capex for the fourth regulatory period.
Capital
Imagine,
expenditure.
for the first year, for 2016 alone, their capex requirements that they want it provisionally approved is 20 billion pesos. 20 billion, well, normally, it should be only 7 billion pesos to 10 billion pesos a year, but that is overpriced already. Now, parang nagmamadali, I do not know why suddenly it is the capex has doubled to 17 billion pesos, okay? But that is the trick. With a capex of 17 billion, and that it is now 13810, they will again keep on adding for the next years because that capex of 20 billion will add to the rates every year. The rates are adjusted to take care of the capex so that when they say 13810, they mean that they will be adding several centavos per kilowatt hour to the next 4 years. But that is what we are going to stop.
Okay.
Because we are going to insist on the review because they cannot move forward without the review being done by ERC.
Okay.
And ERC is saying that it will be reviewed.
That is why humihingi tayo ng tulong sa publiko. We'll always announce, you can tune into my radio program Tuesdays to Fridays, DWAD 1098 sa radyo, 1098 AM. Read my column, we will announce these things, and join the ERC hearings. Look for this young man with white hair, because he is our champion there. We try to attend, but we are also handling with Bono Adasa and other lawyers, other issues din. So, tapos ng time natin, Jojo, please, your last message. Pahabol
My
mo.
last message is that you can Google this from the internet, no? You go ERC website, no? And you ask for ERC case number 2015-1112 RC, July 10. This was released July 10, only about
Okay, we're run out of time. Thank you very much, Jojo, again for your sacrifice. And sa inyo po, sa publiko, remember, meron kayong 100,000 jackpot, everyone, when we win this against Meralco.
Kailangan lang close guarding tayo.
Close guarding. Okay, mabuhay and have a good weekend. Mangarap na kayo ng 100,000 habang kayo natutulog. It will come. Basta tumulong tayo kay Jojo Borja. Okay, have a good weekend.